Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dominion 6, where we are playing as Marignon. Um, last turn, I began moving out the assassins, and now they have reached their targets. Let's see if they killed them. I also had to change things around slightly for the battle plan. I actually moved the 2 cavalry units that I had in the capital to help support the attack on the province nearby here. Because I thought I didn't want risk to stall out on the expansion. I wanted to guarantee that the province would be taken so that my capital could build more units. So we'll see how that went. I also changed my research around some, which I'll show off in a minute. And excellent, I got the cavalry raiders. Mercenaries, especially in the early game, they're still useful like as the game progresses, but in the early game, mercenary bands can like double your strike power, since you're very much limited in how much recruitment you can do early on. So it's good news that they have been taken by us. We'll watch the assassination battles, not anyway. This time, usually I won't show them off because they're kind of boring, and then we'll watch the battle that happened in Valgorod. So yeah, let's see how it went. Excellent, they're sleeping, which is good because magic casters are always a bit tricky to fight with assassins. So if they can't cast, well, oh, and he's poisoned. Yeah, he's doomed. He's already afflicted, lost an arm. Yeah. Excellent job, excellent job. Lamius, you get a slight promotion. Let's see how the other 2 battles went. So this time it happened in the open. Must have taken a walk around outside, and my assassin found him, so let's see how that goes. Now, barbarians are very dangerous. Because one swing from that thing hits him, he will die. But I'm hoping that, yes, the poison gets him. Excellent. And let's see how the other barbarian chief fared. And they're also asleep. Fantastic. Usually my assassins in my own games don't... oh, he woke up. That's not good. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Oh, excellent. Usually, though, my assassinations do not go this well. There's usually either bodyguards or they're awake and cast a spell to immediately melt my assassin into puddle. But that went perfectly, which means that next turn I should be able to take the province. I'll have 2 of my assassins try to assassinate again to make sure they get rid of any remaining enemy commanders, and the final one will attack the province, which will make the enemy army run away if there's no commanders. Let's see how the battle in Valgrad went. So, yeah. Now the 2 cavalry here. Yep, they've got the blessing on, which means that they'll regenerate hit points. They'll take less damage from magic. They're already larger and what have you. So they will ooh, the knight didn't get it, but it doesn't matter. They're still a tough cavalry unit, even without that. And what is going on here? Oh, I didn't even realize that the prophet would actually get blood surge, and it stacks. Fantastic. Now it doesn't mean much for him, because attack and defense is not really relevant to spell casting. But reinvigoration is nice. Even if holy magic doesn't really cause issues normally. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. So the cavalry comes in. And immediately manages to start stabbing. The enemy militia is starting to break, but now the enemy heavy infantry comes in. They look very similar sometimes, depending on where you're fighting independents and what have you. But these are actually... Oh no, these are light infantry. Oh. Well, sorry, my mistake. Now... Who is taking the damage there? 'Cause it's not my paladin. I think it must be one of the pikeneers. Yeah, it's the pike. Yeah, because the horse... No, the horse is fine. Although I say that... Did I just see an affliction on them? No. I think that must be going mad. Well, at any rate, the fight continues, but given that their commanders are running, yeah, it's over. Excellent. That went... Wait, who the hell are you guys? How did I miss... Oh gosh, I was way too zoomed in, it seems. But alright, so how did it actually go? I lost 3 crossbowmen, 1 man at arms, 1 pikeneer, not so bad, and apparently 2 of my people made it back to safety after they run away. So overall, excellent result. We can now take a look at the map. And we now get to see a lot more of the independents near us. So we got some lizardmen in the swamp here, which is great news for us because usually lizard provinces means you can recruit lizard shamans who are astral and nature, which means that they can both be put into communions and do nature magic, which is a magic path that we normally lack as Marignon, and it's a very useful magic path. So I'll be wanting to conquer this quickly as possible. Some barbarians, some other stuff, and some other stuff here. Now, let's see. The assassins, you're going to assassinate, but you are actually going to attack the current province. Usually, most independent provinces have between 2 and 5 commanders. Usually, 3 is the normal number. So this is potentially overkill, but it's just making sure that they definitely assassinate all the... Because if he attacks and there is still an enemy commander, the army will be on the field, and it will be just him against the army. So just in case, I'm just actually no, I can't tell him to retreat. Well, Avernus, if bad things happen, well, you did your duty for Marignon. And research. So I changed research around some. I am heading straight for evocation free, as that gives me access to Fireball, which is the sort of signature spell early on that Marignon can do to really hurt things. Great spell, bit inaccurate and what have you, but well, it does a lot of fire damage, and it's pretty fatigue efficient for the cost. Afterwards, I'll be heading for Enchantment 2 to get Ignite Arrows, so I can make some of my crossbowmen fire magical bolts. And then heading for Alteration 3. Alteration has a bunch of useful little buffs and what have you, but the thing we're really interested in is, one is Immolation. This is really good at dealing with... wait, no, sorry, ignore everything I just said. The main thing we're here for is Body Ethereal, which basically makes you almost immune to mundane weapons hitting you, and it's a fantastic buff. You can chuck on the cavalry and just watch them ignore people who don't have magical weapons, even more than they already can, given their high protection. Afterwards, one level in Thaumaturgy to just pick up Communion Master and Communion Slave, because it's just kind of not required, but it's very useful when you have all your mages who have astral magic, so that they can plug into each other. And help out with casting, and then I want to go up in Conjuration at least to level 3 to pick up Phoenix Power, which boosts my Fire Mage's magic paths during combat. But it also means that I can potentially then grab Power Spears, which makes basically all magic paths better for that mage that casts it. And if they're in a communion, all the slaves in the communion as well. And then after which I'll decide where I want to research next. But yeah, I've got 3 more assassins. These are gonna head south and try and assassinate stuff on the throne. This is less likely to work, mostly because armies on the throne, the commanders on them are generally tougher than just normal province armies, but I'm hoping that if I throw enough assassins at it, eventually they'll die. And what have you. So let's actually take a look-see at the army I got with this Xenos person. They're a pillager, they're an inspirational leader, a mobile archer, which is fantastic. I unfortunately don't know if I can activate the tattoo magic. I don't know how it works. I know one of the factions in the game has these by default. I think it's the Marverni, but I don't really know how this works. So I'll have to look into that. But yeah, this person is cavalry commander who is a mobile archer without an actual bow. It's a bit funny, but they lead a huge unit of these composite bow riding fighters on relatively unprotected horses, but they've got high defense skill. And with them being cavalry, it means that if they get into a fight, they'll still manage to do very well, which is fantastic. And some more of my cavalry got built here. So the way we're going to do this, I think, I'm going to send the mercenaries. I don't want to just throw them away. That's not really useful to me. I actually do think that they can do well against the forest trolls. Because forest trolls are tough, but there's not that many of them, and given that I've got spear, light lance on the main cavalry commander, and these are all spears and the bows, I think they should be able to take this fight. And if not, well, fundamentally, mercenaries are at least more expendable than your own forces. So they're just going to stay behind troops so that they don't die. And yeah, we'll see what happens as they go in. My first mage is doing research. The witch hunters are not superb or anything as researchers, but they do an alright job. And I'm going to need a lot of them for combat magic later on anyway. See if there's any new mercenaries. No, I don't think I'm going to try to recruit the Marrows. Now, the army here is 2 units cavalry, and you know, this remaining unit of things. So I'm just trying to think if I can move them down, or if I can attack one of these barbarians that I want to attack. The high attack is generally annoying. I'd love to get my hands on this province as quickly as possible, but I don't have the money to actually build all the infrastructure needed to then get the lizard shamans that quickly. You've got some militia, heavy infantry, and archers here, which is a pain, and it would also get me access to the caves, which is important. Oh, hello. I did not notice this until now. It would appear that our closest neighbour is Nabar, who is to my north. Well, that very interesting. The Nabar player is very new to the game. This is like they're playing in a small test game in the late age, but they don't really they haven't actually played the game before, so we'll see how they do and how diplomacy pans out and what have you. My ideal hope is that one of my neighbours is one of the more experienced players, so that I don't feel too bad about going to an early war with one of them. But I'll see what I do there. So for now, let's get our spy moving a bit closer to see what's going on up there. My temptation here is to have this army head south, hit the expanse of gold, and then both commanders to return to Marignon to pick up new units, and have them both head out in different directions. Once they've resupplied and rearmed and what have you. So I think I'll be doing that. Because I think this is the safest one to attack. There's no archers, no crossbowmen, just infantry, and I think I can deal with just infantry as the attackers. And then recruitment in Marignon itself. I am gonna recruit. The more important things you should be doing is getting as many mages as you can, as quickly as you can, because you need to be able to start pumping out research. Research, again, as I've said it in the other videos, but magic is the thing that will win you the game in the end. The first war or two, yeah, sure, your army will be doing the heavy lifting, but after that, it is the magic that will carry the day. But it's earlier on in the game. We're on turn 4, so I will actually just buy a few more assassins. They're a bit cheaper in terms of gold spending, and they're useful again in their own ways in a variety of tasks. And let's see, now that I got another province, how many cavalry can I build? So now I can build 4 horsemen, and now we're really starting to see some progress on what the resource gain can be for Marignon. Yeah. What else should I do this turn? I think that's just about does it. Yeah, province defense. So very quickly, every province has soldiers who are like attached to the province, and they provide like defense to the province. If they get attacked by an event or if an enemy army comes in, these guys will be here to protect the province. They're not very good because you can't give them any kind of orders, you can't move them, and what have you. But they're very useful at stopping sort of minor trouble and what have you, and potentially blunting an enemy offensive if you've got enough of them to act as chaff to your actual army. But these generally will not stop an actual army. What they're there for is to prevent bad events from taking over the province. The typical thing that most people spend on province defense is to go up to 6 province defense out of 100. This is usually enough forces to stop minor events from impacting you negatively, and doesn't cost too much. Every level of province defense you buy costs that level's cost of gold. So going up to 7, that costs 7. Going up to 8, etc. And you can't go once a turn's passed. You can't go back down. Province defense doesn't cost anything after. There's no upkeep cost. But most people will generally go to 6 because this will prevent some of the weaker events from not taking over the province. I'll generally go up to 11 because this will stop some of the stronger events hitting, and it will also start passively reducing unrest in the province. Unrest governs how much money, resources, etc. that you actually get out of the province. You can reduce unrest in a variety of ways, but this just gives you a slight passive decrease that just happens over time, so you don't have to waste your troops on patrolling or whatever. Because right now there's 10 levels of unrest, and it just reduces tax income and what have you slightly. And we'll do that here as well because I didn't do it last time. And that's pretty much spent all of our money. But it does mean that we are now better protected, which is good because one of the scales I took, as you can see, is misfortune, which means that we get more random events, but the events are less likely to be good, which can really not sometimes hurt us. So I'd rather spend a bit more money and have a bit more guarantee that nothing too bad will hit the province. But we'll see how that works out. Yeah, and I do believe that is it on my part. So thank you very much for watching. A slightly longer video because I rambled quite a bit, and have a good one.